Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking my FPV drone that I've been flying quite a bit and I'm going to be making it waterproof. A couple weeks ago, I made a video where I did the same thing with an older drone where I just used conformal coating. I had a bit of an issue where it would keep falling out of the sky. I haven't been able to figure out what was going on with that. So here's another try at the same concept. I came across this company called Darwin FPV. They make a completely waterproof drone, but it's really expensive and I didn't want to spend that amount of money for a new drone when I already have one that flies perfectly well. Instead, I went for some of their waterproof parts. First of all, they have this little waterproof box that holds your air unit. It has a little camera up top. I'll show you later on exactly how it fits, but your whole air unit goes in here, keeps it dry, has a bit of a heat sink to keep it cold, keep it cooler. As you know, the O3 air unit runs really hot. I also got their waterproof ESC and flight controller. Notice how it's all covered in a layer of metal, so there's no exposed parts. Same thing with their ESC. It's nicely covered in a case, so no water should be able to get in. We're gonna see if everything works. I haven't seen a lot of videos online about this. I tried doing some research and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people using these parts. So I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna test it a bit, see how well it flies, see if it actually works, see if it's actually waterproof, and let's see where this goes. So this box that holds your air unit has just a GoPro mount in the back. You can put it either on the back. There's a couple of different places where you can put it. There's also some holes where you can mount it on the bottom. I 3D printed this little part that's gonna replace my whole front end. This whole front end here is gonna come out. It's gonna be replaced with this. It has the GoPro mount up front here that slides in and should lower my whole camera system. We're gonna see how well that works. Okay, so one thing you'll notice about this ESC compared to, notice this little piece here? That's a plug that connects your ESC to the flight controller. See, the flight controller has a plug here. The flight controller also has this plug that connects to your air unit. So that's something to keep in mind with these waterproof ESC and flight controller from Darwin FPV. No plugs. It does have a USB port, but that's for programming it. And other than that, you're gonna have to solder every single connection. There's nothing plug and play about this. It's all soldering. Got my little air unit in here. Make sure when you put it in that you clean the camera and the glass from the inside, because once you close this up, you're not going to want to open it again for no reason. I think I've got everything done. Got all my wiring soldered up. I've got my battery lead. Everything is done. I have my ELRS receiver and my GPS. These are the only two units that are not waterproof. I'm going to cover them with this conformal coating, and that should be enough to keep them from breaking, keep them from burning out if they should get wet. The good thing is an ELRS receiver and the GPS are not very expensive parts. Should they break, like if they were to break and I had to replace them, it's not a lot of money. If your ELRS receiver breaks while you're flying, well, your drone's not going to get any signal from your remote. You're going to crash. So I'm going to try to get that waterproof to make sure no water can get in. All right, let me get that done and then we should be ready for a test flight. Everything is going really well. I'm about ready to plug it in and do all the programming, running through Betaflight, tested and everything. But I noticed a problem when I got this printed. Something is wrong with the little blue piece. It's printed too small. It's too short. Like, this is where the bolt's supposed to go in, and that's how it lines up. I mean, that's not gonna work. To test my drone, what better place than a waterfall? Gotta hike down 100 stairs before we can get there. They didn't even clean up the old steps. This is Big Rock Falls. I forgot to bring a water bottle, so I've got a GoPro float taped to the bottom. I'm gonna throw it in and see if that's enough to keep it up, because just in case I crash at the falls, it's a very, very deep pool, and I don't think I'd get to the bottom to take it back out. So, gonna see if it floats first of all, and then gonna take it for a bit of a flight. This feels so wrong, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah, that GoPro thing is too small to keep us afloat. I'm just gonna take it off. It's not helping at all. It's a bit deep underwater. It's not getting any signal from my controller. So it does not need to go very deep for the controller to not connect anymore. I call that a huge success. Did a couple of flights, kept flying even after I threw it into the water. I'm happy. This stuff works. All right, I'm not gonna do a lot more flying. I've done the test that I really wanted to, and I don't want to do any dangerous flights that I risk crashing it. Ooh, I don't need this. I'm not gonna do any dangerous flights that risk me crashing it to the water, because I'm afraid of losing it in water so deep that I can't get it back. So that's gonna be it for here. I'm gonna go for a bit of a swim now, maybe jump off the waterfall or something. This project on the back burner for a while, just left it aside. It's been a couple months. I'm finally back to finish this video. All in all, very big success. You can fly it, you can crash it in water, you can throw it in the water and fly. It just works. I love this drone. But as you noticed in that video, the front glass kept fogging up. This is due to the moisture that's contained in the box. And then the air unit heats it up and causes condensation to form on the glass. I checked Darwin FPV's website, and their way of fixing this was to use hot glue around the camera to seal it off. But I tried that and it still kept fogging up. So I bought some silica beads and dumped them in the compartment. And that was a trick. That was all I needed. If you're building this and having trouble with the lens fogging up, get a bunch of silica beads, dump them in there, and that should solve that problem. So I love flying this. You could just throw it in the water, it'll be fine. You can fly it in the rain, it'll be fine. Yeah, great purchase. Would I do this to all of my drones? Probably not, because when you crash, there's a lot of chance that your glass up front is going to break and then it's not waterproof anymore, so you're right back to, you know, having a non-waterproof drone. So if it's a drone that you're going to be crashing a lot, probably don't do this. But if you have one where you're planning to fly around waterfalls or where you know it's going to get wet, it's a very good idea to do this. Sunshine is just too bright. So let me do one more flight. Let me get you some more footage from this air unit so you can see what it looks like from the air unit. I would highly suggest still flying with a GoPro just to get better footage than the air unit provides. All right, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Recovered. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
That was weird. It was
Telemetry
a stone
lost.
stuck in my controller. I couldn't pitch back.
Well, hey there.
Well, something happened. Anyway, let me just get this battery off. Also, that 3D print is broken. The good part about having a waterproof drone, I can just wash it. For those of you that watched my last video, I started working on this long before I crashed my drone in the creek, and I didn't have this drone with me at the time, and it was a bit of a long-range flight. So I figured I would use that drone, it would be safe, it would be fine. I was wrong, and that's why you need a waterproof drone when flying at a creek. Go watch that video and then see you in the next one. You'll notice that I now have my water bottle on it. That's if I crash in the water, I'll be able to get it back out. It'll float. This is also a good idea. So one issue I was having with this was when you want to get your footage off of your SD card, there's a little door right here that you have to open, and it's impossible to get that door open once you've unscrewed the bolts. Just super glued a screw to it, and now I can take out the bolts and just pull and screw and the cover comes off, and then I can plug in my USB to get all my footage off of it. That's a lot easier than opening up the box every time when you want to get your footage off. All right, This is it. That was the last one. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Adios.